All right, so now what is masterworking? Select a legendary with 2 tempered affixes. Okay, so that would be that. That's why it's actually showing up. We have a couple of other things too. Or, okay, it says a unique or a mythic unique, whatever a mythic unique is. I don't know what that is. Item to improve the affixes. So we have uniques. So uniques don't have to have a tempered affix on it. A legendary has to have 2 tempered affixes on it in order to be able to masterwork it. Okay. So now what does this do? 64 grand and a bunch of materials. Abducite. We're going with that. Iron chunks. 40, 20. I mean, we have a lot of each of this materials. This obtruse sigil seems to be the one we have the least of. All right, so what happens when we do this? All affixes increased by 5%. Okay. And it added little dots too. Masterworking 1 of 8, it says. So everything went up by 5%. Oh, so this allows you to take whatever affix that you have and move it up to basically the maximum. So you don't have to have something roll the maximum in order to have a max roll of an item. So let's say if we're looking at the movement speed on this, eventually if I temper this enough, it'll go from 13.1 all the way up to 14.1, which is kind of cool. But it says 1 of 8. What happens if, so this is an 86 grand. I'm spending a lot of money. This is for curiosity's sake. So now 13.1 went to 13.7, but the 14.1 max also went up as well. Okay. So they're going up in kind. 110,000. What happens when we fill up all? That's another 5%. 1 affix is increased by 25%. See that? 3 of 4 to 4. Okay. So you get 5%, 5%, 5%, and then one thing on the 4th time goes up to, that's 150 grand. Masterworking. Is this random? Which one? Movement speed went to 17.4, so it had increased by 25%. So one thing goes up by 25%. Yeah. So it does matter if you get something to drop with a max roll, because then you can extend out what that max roll can end up being. Okay, that's pretty cool. That is actually pretty dope. So I suppose I should be probably rolling off that fire resistance right now. Let's get rid of that fire resistance right now. Does it keep that bonus, I guess, is the question. If we go here and we put that on, the fire resistance is the one we don't care about. So let's enchant that. Lucky strike chant. We don't care about any of these, actually. I guess we'll go with that for now. We're going to do it again, because you can do this as many times you want. It just gets more expensive each time. Fire resistance, cold resistance. Feels bad, man. What can roll here? Maximum life. Damage, a flat damage increase. Attack speed would be nice as well, because attack speed is damage. Total armor. Oh, wow. There's a lot that can... Oh, frigid finesse can roll too on that. Nice. All right. Well, then do it again. Attack speed. There you go. So this is essentially damage. Is that the max? What is the max that can roll? Attack speed. I actually got a max roll of it. Okay. So that's good. So that's 6.3%. Now, that's good. Okay. So let's go back. Let's masterwork it then again. I want to see what happens. What happens when you go to 8? Because it says I can go to 8, right? Okay, so now it gets ever more increasingly expensive, right? Lucky hit, much needed, says Doxing. Doxing, what's up? How are you? How are you? Welcome in. Absolutely not needed. By the way. At least for what I've been doing. All right. Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's go with it.
Not bad.
5 more percent. 5 more percent. 5 more percent. And then it goes up. Wow, we're at 800,000. Okay, and then something a random one goes, can the same one go up twice? So this is the last time that it actually goes up. Doxy says, all good, sir. So far, them to be triggered, you need at least a total of 21% for the soft cap. I don't have anything that uses lucky hit on my build so far. So, yeah, I don't need them for anything. We basically are crit damage and overpower damage. And we have a guaranteed for both of those, so. Unless there's something I'm missing there, which is always possible. I am sort of relearning the game here. I played it back at release, but I'm kind of relearning the whole thing. All right, fuck it. YOLO. Here we go. See what happens. Can we get lucky? How about, I don't even know what I want this to be. There you go. That works. Wow, 168.2%. That seems so fucking ridiculous of a number. I'll take it. You know what? So is there a way to get that 168.2 up to the 217, or is that just stuck there? Is that thing stuck there? Because I like 168.2. I mean, that seems like a pretty big number to me. But 217's bigger, all right? And I like things, like all the women, I like things just a little bit bigger. Oh, yeah. I wonder if there's a way to get that up. Get it up. Do we have to repair? No, we haven't died. Die. All right, well, that's cool. So that you only get to masterwork something up to 8. So basically two things get a massive increase, which is dope. That's badass. So I come here. What happens if yeah, it says maximum. So you can actually reset the masterwork too, which that's pretty cool, because if you reset the masterwork, you don't essentially, all you lose out on is the money. Obviously, we just spent like $2 million on that, but that was we had to know. That was for science, right? That was for science. Probably not something that we wanted to masterwork, but it's too late to turn back now. Just like the story goes. Like the song goes. Come back if you need work. All right, let's go to this jeweler. Let's unsocket this. Get her out of here. And then, where's that socketable? Right here. We're going to put that in there. And then, did we have, all of these were 40 dexterity, right? And that was crit strike, vulnerable. Yeah, these were all the biggest ones we can craft at the time. All right, so we got a replacement there. We did get a replacement. So are we going to replace the sword too then? This has the same exact thing on it. While at maximum stacks momentum key passive, your cutthroat skills gain 41% damage. So that we're definitely going to have to roll off. We have imprinted on this one up to a 100% chance when hitting and killing a frozen enemy to create ice splinters that deal 42 damage. Cold damage and chilling. What? How does that? What? Enemies. Okay. Up to a 100% chance when hitting or killing a frozen enemy to create ice splinters that fire away from them, dealing 42 cold damage and chilling for 20%. I don't think that matters. Mratz, what up, dude? How are you? Good to see you. What up, Mratz? How are you, little buddy? All right, so what's our other one? Yeah, our other one we did replace. When using an agility skill, reduces the cooldown of your next subterfuge skill by 20%. Using a subterfuge skill increases the damage of your next agility skill by 50%. And we snapshot that, right? By using the Dance of Blades. So we snapshot that. My guess is that snapshotted. I guess we'd have to test that, right? Rat says, good. Working from home today. That's always nice, right? Don't have to, dude, you can work in your underwear. Or no underwear if that's what you're into. All right, so we're gonna do something with this. We're gonna do something with this here. Let's mess around with this. Let's play around with it. Can we add
stones to catch the light? Come and
we can add another socket to the chesticles. Ooh. You know what? I think we'll wait on that. I don't think we need to invest in that. All right. We will go in here though and unsocket this, and then we can add that to the new one. All right. So now we need to figure out, well, now I almost want to temper that and masterwork it and see what we get out of that. But I feel like that's a waste of money right now. We're already killing shit. Dance of Knives build? Yes. I just came back to, I played this at launch. I beat it and I sort of left it and never came back and played it again. We are in a lull in between games right now. And I was like, you know what? Let me get back into some Diablo. And I've fallen back in love with it. It's so much fun. And back when I was playing, I don't think this was a thing. The Dance of Knives or whatever. I don't remember that being a thing. Back then, I believe I played Twisting Blades back then. And a few other builds like Barrage, and I had a Flurry build at the very beginning as well. So welcome back. I'm new to it as well. Are you? All right. All right. So dope. We can kind of learn together then, right? Yeah, the Dancing Knives so far, I tried it. That was just like one of the first things that I seen because I was going through the skill tree and I'm like, Dancing Knives, I don't remember that. And the moment that I put it on, I was like, okay, this is kind of awesome. And I've become flat out addicted to just, it's the most lazy way to play. I'm not going to lie. There's no aiming needed. I just spin and run and kill. It's fucking awesome. Funny enough, I got a rogue as well. Do you? Dude, I love the rogue. I love the rogue. I have messed around with the off stream. I messed around with the necro. I messed around with the Spiritborn. The Spiritborn was pretty cool too. But from what I hear, it's kind of super overpowered right now, and I didn't want that to be the case. I don't want to. I wanted to experience the game. You know what I mean? I really want to go through it. And honestly, I'm overpowered right now too. So at least making our way through the story. All right, so let's mess around with this then. This has max life, dexterity, and vulnerable damage. The max life is rolled max. I mean, honestly, this is really good the way it is, right? We could always roll. I mean, the vulnerable damage is 1% off of the max, but we definitely do need to change the codex, the aspect on it. So, what aspect do we want is the question. The problem is there's 1 billion aspects, and I don't know. Wasn't there one for... It had something to do with freezing. Shattering shards. That's the one that was on our other piece there. Your basic skills are always cold imbued. You deal 17% increased damage to enemies that are chilled. That's not bad. Your shadow imbued skills have up to a 75% chance to release an explosion that deals 217 cold damage to the target and surrounding enemies, chilling them for 25%. If they're already chilled or frozen, increase this damage by 100%. Icy Alchemist aspect. That could be dope too. What about Shadow? Shadow. Do we have anything for shadow damage? Gain 26% increased damage to a set of damage types for 7 seconds. This effect alternates, so it rotates every couple of seconds or something. Aspect of imminent imbuement. Your shadow clone also mimics your imbuements applied to your skills. Casting. Oh wait, they don't? I thought they already did it. Funny enough, I got the rogue as well, says Doxing. Necro feels clunky. That's the way I felt as well. Really slow, lumbering. Like it just doesn't flow well. I mean, you can tell, I can tell you of a secret for infinite spin. I'm already there. We never stop spinning as it is right now. We literally spin all the way through an entire area. It's actually stupid. Movement speed. It's just movement speed. I really like Necro, said Maratz, when I played just after it was released. I'm not gonna lie, they seem to do a lot of damage. I love the AoE damage. What I was using when I was playing around with Necro, this was like 3 days ago, was Blood Surge. Blood Surge is, I believe, what the skill was called. And essentially you like, and then it's just surge of blood. You pull the blood from all the enemies within an AoE around you. And the more that you pull from, the more damage it does. So that was really dope. That was actually badass. See, I thought that the shadow clones did get your imbuements. And this is saying that it doesn't. So this allows your shadow clones to mimic your imbuements applied to your skills. Casting an imbuement skill grants your active shadow 14% increased damage for 9 seconds. I mean, you'd have to be really casting a lot of shadow clones. And that's not something that we're doing. I mean, we do it during a boss fight, and that's about it. I don't know about that one. When you evade or shadow step, you drop a cluster of exploding stun grenades that deal 239 total physical damage and stun enemies for 1 second. Your stun grenades deal 36% increased damage. We don't use stun grenades outside of if we put this on, so I don't think that would be great. When your Dark Shroud Shadow is removed, you trigger an explosion deal on 177 shadow damage. No, these ones don't. These seems kind of gimmicky kind of ones here, don't they? Dealing damage to enemies affected by trap skills has 29%. No. That's that Icy Alchemy. We already have this on something, don't we? What do we have this on? Applied to other equipment. So we already have that somewhere. When you hit a crowd-controlled enemy, there's a 40 BS. I like that one, too. That one's pretty dope. 7% chance when taking direct damage to gain a barrier equal to 20% of your max health. Oh, yeah, that's something we never did put back on. Your maximum stacks of moment. So I have... This needs to be changed. We put that on this because I'm dumb. So this needs to be changed. These are uniques. Deal 36% increased damage when you have a barrier. That was for that one. What is that one called? Shared Misery? Deflecting Barrier. Is there anything else for barrier? That's not how you spell barrier, you idiot. That's not how you spell it either. Conceited. We already have conceited right there, right? Yeah, conceited Warcaster. So no. All right, let's go back to Shadow. Shadow Slicer aspect. Dash spawns a shadow clone that also casts dash, dealing 270% of the base damage. We don't use dash though. Shadow imbued skills have up to a 75% chance to create a toxic explosion that applies 103 poison damage over 5 seconds to the target. So here's one thing that I find very intriguing. That kind gentleman, what's up, man? How are you? Good to see you, buddy. Happy Monday. If something I find very intriguing is it seems to be a lot of ways by using shadow imbuement to apply other things, if that makes sense. Let me bounce that out of there. Go back to... Okay, yeah, there's definitely a lot more shadow things without it. Lethal Dust. Evading through an enemy. No, I don't ever evade. Using a potion. No. No. Critical strikes have up to a 47% chance to grant a free dark... Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty dope. And that can... What can that all go on? That goes on... That can go on the necklace. So we could remove that from the necklace if we wanted to. I know we just put this on, but whatever. Oh, wait, we don't want to do that, though, because that's the highest roll we've ever seen of that. So we don't want to take this off. We'll want to delete that. Kind Gentleman says, I'm replaying Detroit Become Human again. Last time I played it was back when I had a PS4. That's on PC already, isn't it? It is. I've heard really good things about it. Everybody I've heard that played it has nothing but good things to say about it. I've never played it myself, though. Gain 26% increased damage to a set of damage. We already read that one. Shadow Clones. Surprise. That's the evade one. When Dark Shrouds are removed, you trigger an explosion. Flash Trappers. We already read. Icy Alchemist. Where do we have the Icy Alchemist one? Icy Alchemist. That's on our ring. All right, so that's on our ring. Toxic Alchemist. So having this and that would allow us to do essentially all 3 damage types, wouldn't it? Shadow imbued skills have up to 75% chance to create a toxic explosion that applies 103 poison damage over 5 seconds to a target. If they are already poisoned, you increase this damage by 100%. Damn. I mean, but that's such a low number. We would need something that scaled damage off of, like, our normal damage, off of them being poisoned, I think, for that to be effective. Are we an effective team? Mired Sharpshooters. Caltrap's now also a marksman skill. No, we're not using either of those. Shadow Step has an additional charge. Killing an enemy with Shadow Step refunds a charge. Increases the damage of Shadow Step by 9% for 2 seconds. That's cool. So I think we're good there, honestly. What was that? Wait, we're not done there. We're not done there. Damn it. What was that one that we had looked at? This one seems like it could be pretty cool. Umbrous aspect. Essentially, we could take Dark Shroud off the bar then, right? If you have a 47% chance on a critical strike and we hit a critical strike on every hit, you're basically always going to have Dark Shroud up. So we could take that off the board and do and put something else on there. That's kind of cool. Then we could actually... Hold up. So we already have an open spot. But then we could have Cold Imbued. We could have Shadow Imbuement. And then obviously our Shadow Clone, but we still already have an open spot. So not having Dark Shroud on doesn't do us any good. I was thinking maybe it might open up something, but still it's convenient because you would never have to apply it. It's always there. But it is also a sabotage skill, right? Where is that? Where's that button? There, that's not it. There it is. Isn't it is a, yeah, it's a subterfuge skill. So by activating our subterfuge skill, our next skill, which is going to be Dance of Knives, gets increased to damage. So no, we want to actually activate that. So we do want it on our bar. Boy, trying to figure out what the fuck you want on this is actually nuts. So we need to remove, this needs to be changed. This definitely needs to be changed. So I guess we don't worry about that now. What are the utility ones? Your reinforcement cooldown is reduced by, I don't know what that is. When you're at least 5 close enemies, stun them for 3 seconds. Can only occur once every 20 seconds. Well, that's a bummer. Damaged an enemy has up to a 20% chance to daze them for 2 seconds. You deal 9% increased damage to dazed enemies. That's cool. That's like a free 9% increased damage. If that was 25, that'd be way fucking better. But it's not. Your grenade skills count as traps. No. While below 54% life. No, we're never below that. Chilled enemies poisoned by poison imbuement can be further chilled by for 23 or 20% per second. You deal 34% additional poison damage to frozen enemies. Okay. Now I'm thinking about that other skill. The Shadow one, essentially by just using Shadow Imbuement with the Icy Alchemist. Where's Icy Alchemist? We're gonna apply freezing to them and actually or chilled to them and freeze them. Happy Veterans Day to all the vets out there. Is it Veterans Day? Boogie, thank you. Yes, big happy Veterans Day. I didn't even realize it was Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. You never played it, says Kind Gentleman? I pity you. No, I have never played it. You're playing it on your Stream Deck right now? I thought about scooping up a Stream Deck, but most of my gaming I actually do here at the desk, so I'm like, it might not be worth it. I wouldn't mind having one, though. So, if we have Icy Alchemist, and we added in that other Shadow one where it did poison, and then we add in this right here, damaging an enemy that has up to a 20% chance to daze them. That's an extra. We could put this on the blade, right? We could probably put this on the blade. And then add in this right here. Chilled enemies, poisoned by poison imbuement, will be further chilled, but then we get 35% more damage to a oh, that's additional poison damage. That's only the poison damage, though. Forget it then. I feel like we might put concussive strikes on this, though. We might put that on the... Can we put that on a weapon? No, we cannot put that on a weapon. So it would have to go on the arms then. All right, you know what? Let's put concussive strikes on there. That's just like an all the time. It's pretty much going to be up all the time, right? I wish that was 25% increased damage. Let's keep looking for now. You deal 20% increased damage over time to enemies for each. No. Gain 26% increased damage to a set of damage. No. Flurry. No. Your shadow clone mimics. No. Deal 10% increased damage. Triple this bonus when standing still. No, we never stand still. Smoke grenade has a 95% chance to create an arrow storm. We don't use smoke grenades unless... Wait, no, those were stun grenades. Forget it. Every third cast of puncture. No. When entering stealth, you create a cloud that deals 1,300 damage, poison damage over 6 seconds. Distant enemies have a 10% chance to be stunned for 2 seconds when they hit you. You deal 28% increased damage to stunned or knocked down enemies. Okay. Didn't we see something that allowed us to basically stun on demand? So that's retribution. Let's put stun in here. When you spend 75% of your energy, no. Distant enemies have a 10% chance, no. I just like the 28% increased damage to stunned or knocked down enemies. When you evade or shadow step, you drop a cluster of shit. No, we don't ever do that. Flurry deals 32. No. When you enter or break stealth, you drop a cluster of exploding stun grenades that deal 308 total physical damage and stun enemies for 1 second. Your stun grenades deal 39. No, that's not it either. No. When there are at least 5 close enemies, stun them for 3 seconds. This can only occur once every 20 seconds. Why does that have to have a 20-second cooldown is all I want to know. Enemies hit by your stun grenades have a chance equal to your critical strike chance to be frozen. You deal 21% increased damage to frozen enemies or stunned enemies. So how do we apply stun all the time? I guess it's going to be through the stun grenades, huh? Well, damn it. That sucks. Yeah, those are the only... Unless... Here, let's back out of here. Pull that. Get that concussive strikes out of there. And then we still have stun in there. Is there anything new? No. Nothing new there. Shadow imbued skills have up to a 75% chance to release an explosion that deals cold damage. No, that isn't it. Trying to think where the hell... I thought I saw something that basically allowed us to, on demand, stun shit. Dude, there's just so many affixes that I am just lost as to what... Like, there's so many of them. Damaging a vulnerable enemy has up to a 25% chance to create an arrow storm at the enemy's location, dealing 400. That's cool. Arrow storm deals 59% increased damage. No. Penetrating shot. Shadow imbued skills have 75% chance to create a toxic explosion. No. Already read that. Have 18% increased critical hit chance. Don't need critical hit chance. What's the bottom part of it? You gain 36% increased crowd control duration. That could be cool. Rapid fire we're not using. Basic skills we're not using. That's that grenade one. Needle flare aspect. Thorns. No, we're not using thorns. Poison trap. No. Shadow imbued skills. We already have that applied to something else. High velocity. Barrage. No, we're not using barrage. Skills deal up to 10% increased damage based on your available primary resource when cast. Receiving the maximum benefit when you're at full primary resource. We're always at full primary resource. If that was... And basically, this is only 10% increased damage, but that could easily be 25%. Deal 25% increased damage while you have a barrier. That's the conceded one, right? Do we have conceded? Yeah, that's already applied here, right? Yeah. We definitely need what was this the one that allowed us to get the barrier? Is there an easier way to get barrier? Barrier. Not here. Nope, that's the only thing. Oh, wait, we have this on. Jesus, man, I don't know what the... Barrier. Conceit is the only thing that can go on that, too. And that's the only thing that we're changing, right? Because this and this need to be... The aspects need to be changed. All right, so no on the barrier front. I'm trying to think of a keyword that we can use. Frozen enemies? Your basic skills are always cold. You deal 17% increased damage to those who are chilled or frozen, which is always, right? So that's just like 17% increased damage. When you're below 54% health, evade freezes no. Chilled enemies poisoned by poison imbuement will be further no. Enemies hit by stun grenades have a chance equal to your critical no. So I feel like, all right, let's use the cold clip aspect. We're gonna put that on the arms then, right? I wish that was the 20%, but 17% is okay, I guess. We'll put that on there. And then we'll change this aspect to... I don't think I want that one.